Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion. Your host, and welcome back to the Baseball Hut, and hopefully you like this video. And hit that subscribe button. Again, I'm going to go through the Major League players that have been traded, that have signed with teams, and also a lot of players that haven't signed. A lot of teams have not signed players. But before we get into that, again, at the end of this video, you're going to see different kind of numbers of my channel from what I posted on Monday. Every video that I'm going to be doing over the next month will be up, just give you an idea of how many people have been coming into the channel and aren't subscribing. Right now, as far as I know, it's about 62,000 people have come to watch my videos in the last month. And the sub count is not where it should be. And I need you to come in, especially if you're a returning viewer, hit the subscribe button. If you like my videos so much and you keep returning, hit the subscribe button. If you're a new viewer, again, please hit the subscribe button. And people here, please do not go anywhere. Just stick it out. Stay. Again, I'm not a reporter. I don't pretend to be. Just a Mets fan having fun. And a thing I would mention, I'm very honest about things. There's a lot of potential for me personally to bring in more money for my family. So that's why you need to subscribe. There's a lot of money on the table. I don't want to lose that. And now I'm going to really start pushing it. Also, become a member of the channel. That membership fee will go directly into buying a new computer instead of me doing it on the phone all the time. I don't want to do videos on the phone anymore because they're not that great, quite frankly. Well, here we go. As you know, so many players have signed, but a lot of players haven't signed, and a lot of players have been traded. There hasn't been like one really major trade this offseason, surprisingly, but there have been a lot of signings. I can't use the bell because the bell's just too loud and people complain too much. And but we'll go through it. First up, obviously, is the biggest name this offseason is Juan Soto. He's signed with the New York Mets for a 15-year, $765 million contract. Left the Yankees in a lurch. One of the big deals of the offseason, and really, the Mets are an improved team with him in the lineup. Let's be honest. And the Mets have to give up a draft pick to the Yankees. More than happy to do that. Next up, Corbin Burnes signed with the Diamondbacks in the middle of the night. The Orioles, who've had a couple of teams have had lousy offseasons. The Cardinals, the Royals, the Baltimore Orioles, terrible. And the Blue Jays. They've had just terrible. Blue Jays and the Giants are like, they're waiting at the altar. They're like a bride with the groom don't show up, or vice versa. Next up, Pete Alonso. Now, it seems like the Mets have moved on, but he has not signed with a team yet. I got a bunch of teams here. Some teams you've heard of. The A's, the Giants, the Angels. Toronto seems to be pretty hot on them. Seattle, not so much. And the Cubs. If he goes to another team, the Mets will get a draft pick for him. Alex Bregman. He's looking for a major contract. Possibly something multiple years, more than 3 years. If he's coming around to New York, he's barking up the wrong tree. He's not going to get it from the Mets. Because if they're not going to give it to Pete Alonso, they're not going to give it to him. But I'll put the Mets there. I don't think Seattle so much. Toronto seems to be hot on him. Washington seemed to be interested in him in the beginning. Not so much now. Boston and Detroit. Maybe not Boston so much. Willie Adames, he's signed with the Giants. It's a good move for the Giants. Good move for him. He will not hit 30 home runs there. Shane Bieber re-signed with the Guardians. Jack Flaherty's sitting out there. He's posting all kinds of stuff, feeling all depressed. Waiting for some team to sign him. For the Dodgers, this is just, the Dodgers going back there. He might not be going there now. Might be done. I guess we can cross the Dodgers out. The Mets, the Angels, the Yankees, probably cross them out. And maybe possibly going back to Detroit. Blake Snell, signed with the Dodgers. Hai-Sung Kim. Seattle, the Angels, White Sox, Houston, San Diego, Detroit, the Yankees. Anthony Santander. I've heard the Cubs, Seattle, Toronto possibly, San Francisco, Kansas City, the Phillies, Detroit, and maybe the Mets but he has a qualifying offer attached to him. Max Kepler signed with the Phillies. Justin Turner, I've not talked much about him. I don't think that would be a bad idea for the Mets at this point. Doesn't have to play every day. He's a veteran player. You can have him sort of be a guy that could really mentor some of these infielders like Vientos and Acuna and Brett Beatty. I don't think that's a bad idea. And he's right-handed. I have to look at his offensive numbers. It's not a bad idea. Just keep that in mind. Max Scherzer, believe it or not, I've heard the Mets today, on Friday, that the Mets have talked to him and they've sort of mulling it over what to do with him, believe it or not. Washington, Atlanta as well. Max Fried signed with the Yankees. I've heard Carlos Estevez is still out there. The Texas Rangers, Oakland, the Cubs, and the Mets. Paul Goldschmidt signed with the Yankees. Kyle Hendricks signed with the Angels. Aroldis Chapman signed with the Red Sox. Christian Walker went to the Astros. Walker Buehler went to the Red Sox. Michael Conforto went to the Dodgers. Frankie Montas, and a surprise, he signed with the Mets. Tyler O'Neill signed with the Orioles. Boy, I tell you, the Orioles had a terrible offseason. Gio Urshela signed with the A's. Johan Moncada, I haven't heard much about him. Patrick Corbin, nothing with him. Justin Wilson signed with the Reds. Jurickson Profar, I've heard nothing with him. Maybe the Mets might move in on him, maybe. But I've heard Kansas City, and he should go back to San Diego, quite frankly. Jesse Winker re-signed with the Mets on a one-year deal for $8 million. Showman I signed a big contract, a 3-year deal with the Mets. 3 years, $75 million. Luis Severino signed a 3-year deal with the A's for $67 million. Jose Quintana, I've heard Texas, Cincinnati, the White Sox, Detroit, Milwaukee, St. Louis, Toronto. Luis Castillo. I don't think he's getting moved now, but teams that were mentioned were the Cubs, the Mets, the Phillies, the Dodgers, Baltimore, and the Red Sox. Teoscar Hernandez re-signed with the Dodgers. Justin Verlander signed with the Giants. Gleyber Torres signed with the Tigers. Nathan Eovaldi re-signed with the Rangers. Michael Walker re-signed with the Royals. Tanner Scott's still out there. The Mets were talking to him. Travis d'Arnaud, the Angels. Yusei Kikuchi, the Angels. Kirby Yates will have a big market on him, but so far the Mets and the Rangers, maybe not so much now. With they signed A.J. Minter. Jeff Hoffman signed a deal with the Blue Jays. He had a deal on the table with the Orioles. They didn't like his medicals. Clay Holmes signed with the Mets, not as a reliever, but as a starter. He's going to be a bit of a project. He was a starter in the minor leagues, came up in the Pirates as a starter. Matthew Boyd signed with the Cubs. Jock Peterson signed with the Rangers. The Mets were talking to him. Nick Pavetta's still out there. He's got a qualifying offer. Baltimore, Boston. I think he'll probably, I don't know where he's going to go. Toronto. Nick Martinez re-signed with the Reds. A.J. Minter signed with the Mets. Tomoyuki Sugano signed with the Orioles. And the big move on Friday, Roki Sasaki signed with the Dodgers. Teams are very upset about what happened with him. They're going to be asking, a lot of teams are going to be asking the commissioner, baseball, to investigate what happened. There might have been a deal in place. I'm sure nothing will be found. Of course, Shinozuki Ogasawara, he's a lefty from Japan. I haven't heard much from him. Alec Bohm, he might be off the table, but I heard Seattle, St. Louis, the Angels. Garrett Crochet got traded to the Red Sox. That might have been the biggest trade of the offseason, really. Ryan Helsley, maybe he gets moved. I've heard Arizona. I've heard this crazy rumor with the Mets. Carlos Santana signed with the Guardians. Former Met Harrison Bader, I've heard Tampa. Alex Verdugo, thankfully, did not go to the Mets. I've heard Pittsburgh, going back to the Yankees in Texas. J.D. Martinez, I've heard nothing. He should probably just retire at this point. The borderline Hall of Famer, why ruin it? Kenley Jansen, Pittsburgh, Atlanta. Probably not the Yankees since they made that was another big deal this offseason. Toronto and the Angels. Next up, Blake Trinan re-signed with the Dodgers. Jordan Montgomery, I don't think he's getting traded. Ryan McMahon, I don't think he's getting traded. Luis Robert Jr., I've heard Pittsburgh. Nolan Arenado, I've heard the Phillies, the Mets, the Dodgers, the Angels, and the Yankees. He did have a deal. There was a deal in place for him to go to Houston, but he put the kibosh on it. invoked his no trade clause. Sonny Gray could get moved. Keep an eye on the Cardinals have had terrible offseasons. They've done nothing. They got bad contracts and they haven't moved anybody. They haven't done anything. Kyle Finnegan, Arizona, Atlanta, Pittsburgh, and the Mets, but he probably going to want to close someplace. Brendan Rodgers, I've heard the Yankees. Jordan Romano signed a deal with the Phillies. He'll be their closer. Jeffrey Springs went from the Rays to the A's. Went from one homeless team to another homeless team. Josh Naylor, I've heard the Diamondbacks. Oh, he got traded to the Diamondbacks, excuse me. Lane Thomas, he hasn't been moved. Cody Bellinger got traded to the Yankees. Devin Williams got traded to the Yankees. Ryan Presley's with the Astros. I don't think he's getting moved. Kyle Tucker got traded to the Cubs. Dylan Cease, I've heard Boston, the Mets, the Cubs, Phillies, Cleveland, and Baltimore. Luis Arias, I've heard the Yankees, the Mets, the Cubs, and Seattle. If you're the Mets, stay away from him. He doesn't have any power. Jesus Luzardo, and of course he can't play any defense. He got traded to the Phillies. Jeff McNeil, it came out on Friday that he's untradeable. Starlin Marte, possibly Oakland, Seattle, Kansas City, but he's probably untradeable. Kansas City, there was a deal considered with him and Hunter Harvey. That kind of got that was sort of nixed with the Royals. Brett Beatty might not get dealt now. Seattle, Oakland, the Angels, Miami, Chicago, and the Brewers. Those are names discussed. Alexis Diaz, believe it or not, his name is out there. Maybe the Mets if they make a deal. Arizona, he's got a very high walk rate. So that's to keep in mind. Marcus Stroman, I've heard the Cubs. Taiwan Walker's name is out there. Andrew Benintendi's name is out there. Josh Bell went to the Nationals. Ty France, maybe Miami. And of course, Gavin Lux got traded to the Reds because there's no room in the inn because the Dodgers got that other Korean star, the other Hae-Sung Kim, spells his name differently, that has double play partner in Korea. And of course, Lux is now at the Reds. Will get a chance to play every day and have a chance to play for Terry Francona. But these are the players that signed with teams, still free agents, got traded on the trading block. And I'll have an update for you at some point again. And obviously, I'm recording this on Friday. There might have been moves after this has been recorded on late on Friday and Saturday afternoon and Saturday. But I'll keep you up to date on this. So if you like this stuff, you want to subscribe to the channel. And again, thanks for watching. Again, at the end of this video, you're going to watch me basically talk about all the people I need to come in here that have been coming in here on a regular basis. You've been watching this channel for years, and you haven't subscribed, and you kind of like me, hit the subscribe button. Even if you don't like me, subscribe anyway. And of course, if you are a subscriber, please become a member. Membership fees go to the new computer, and we're about a third of the way there. Need about another 20 to 30 people to really bring in a really nice computer so you can have better video and better audio and really be really good to watch on your TV. You don't want to watch me on the TV, but you know what I'm saying. But thanks for watching this video, and stick around for the end of this part, and I'll see you later. Now every video I do, I talk about how much I need subscribers to come on here and watch. And I was going through the numbers, and it's rather interesting that so many people do not subscribe to this channel. And if you're watching this video, you're watching the end of this video, I talk about what I need you to do. There's so many people come in here, and I appreciate people watching, but I really need you to subscribe because this is a channel that sort of needs to be a little bit, needs to be bigger, you know, I mean, quite frankly. But I was going through the numbers, and this is rather interesting. I have an app on my phone, and it's called the YouTube Creators app. And it gives you an idea of where you are as a channel. And, you know, you're able to track things and be able to figure out how many subscribers you get a month, how many, how much money you bring in, and it's great. But I was going through the viewers, the audience, and I get thousands of people, thousands and thousands of people coming in here and watching the channel. And quite frankly, so many people don't subscribe. Let me just run down some numbers here. We all love baseball, so you're going to like the numbers. Over the last 7 days, starting on January 13th, 2025, I had brought in 81 subscribers. Pretty good. But this channel has about 5,700, soon to be 5,800 subscribers. But we've had 6,700 people return. So there's about 1,000 people, I'm assuming, that hasn't subscribed. Please subscribe. And there have been new people coming in. About 1,700 people, close to 1,800 people, have come in that are new people. So over the last 7 days, this is just the last week, 8,500 people have come in, and your host has only gotten 81 subscribers. You have to subscribe. It's very meaningful to me. It brings in a lot more people in, and it's not just, I think that, I don't know much about this. I'm starting to learn. You know, every day you learn more every day about YouTube. But the one thing I've noticed is that when you get a boost, and the next boost is 7,500, the money tends to go up. Now, I'm trying to really do different things here, trying to get a computer, and I've been asking people to become members, and people have become members, but I need a little bit more from people watching. Over the last 28 days, I brought in 295 subscribers. The month's been very good. Now, the month of December is very strong. Returning people, you won't believe this. Over 16,000 people returning. And out of the 5,700, 11,000 have not subscribed. Please subscribe. New people. We've had about 12,000 people come in that are new. And out of the two numbers, that's 28,000 people have watched videos over the last 28 days. And the channel's only brought in 295 subscribers. Over the last 90 days, this is the last 3 months, we've had 24,000 people return. So we're talking about 19,000 people have not subscribed. So if you watch the videos, there's no reason not to subscribe, especially if you're returning. And 36,000 people are new over the last 90 days. Incredible numbers. That's at basically an average of 12,000 people per month. That's new. That's new. And obviously the overall number is 60,000 people. 60,000 people have come in to watch this channel, and only 639 people have subscribed. There's no reason not to subscribe to this channel. I do daily videos. I'll do as many live streams as I would like, but you know, I'm busy and I got a lot of responsibility, so it makes it difficult. But you need to subscribe. It'll really expand this channel, and this is the best mess channel. And the reason being is very simple. Very simple. I'm way ahead of the curve when I start talking about things. Your host was the first to discuss the Mets possibly putting Bregman as a designated hitter. You're starting to see that. I'm also a person from 4 years ago that predicted the Mets were going to make a trade for Francisco Lindor. So I've been very much ahead of the game in terms of discussing what's going on with our favorite team, the Mets. And I talk about all the teams here for the most part. So it's not just a Mets channel, but it's also a baseball channel. So I would hope and I would really pray that you subscribe. It would really mean a lot to me and my family. And it's a way to sort of expand more, help me get a computer, get the computer much faster than I've been trying to do it. We're getting there, but I need more help, and I need you to subscribe. So thank you, and I'll see you later.